Well, joining us now to talk more about what's ahead for M&S is top-rated retail analyst. He's Tony Shiret from Credit Suisse. Tony, thank you so much for coming on the show. Now, you've been quite critical in the past about M&S. You've changed your rating on the stock. Are they doing something that you like at the moment?
The reason I changed my rating was because I wanted to see what they were going to do, and I think you should have an open mind on these matters.
That's not very optimistic, Tony.
I think what he's disclosed this morning is reasonably positive, I have to say. However, it's still very early days in this transformation.
Tony, if you were in charge of M&S, I mean, how would you position? I guess the biggest problem is that we don't really know what the company is. Do you go there to buy food? Do you go there to buy clothes? And if you go to buy clothes, what exactly is the product and I guess the age group they're targeting? Yeah,
it's a sort of fairly quirky product offer that really is there because of history more than anything else. I mean, the problem really I think they have is they've got a very old customer base. And so they need to have more of a development of younger customers to replace those older ones in due course. There's a whole bunch of other things that have happened over the years, notably in terms of the way in which they've developed a lot of sub-brands which confuse the shopper. The thing needs a new pair of eyes, and I think that that's why I'm a bit more optimistic.
But Tony, pardon me, I mean, if I say so, you say just a little bit more optimistic. There's a big push online. They're talking about going into continental Europe. Are these two strategies that you approve?
It's not for me to approve their strategies, just to comment on them. I think that everyone's got to be bigger online. And I think that for a company that's got a 12% market share in the UK clothing market, it's sort of pretty mature. They need to have international growth as a medium-term sort of avenue for earnings growth. So, yeah, they've got to do those things.
I mean, you're saying we have to relook exactly at how M&S does business. Is Marc Bolland the right man for the job?
Well, he's had a pretty good time at Morrison's, and he came in with low expectations and he delivered pretty substantially. I think Morrison's was in a better position than Marks and Spencer. Marks and Spencer's problems have been going on for the last 20 years, and so it's a tougher job. But I think you know, this is an encouraging start.
Tony, what's the one piece of advice you would give to Marc Bolland at the moment? There's been talk so much about, you know, over-expansion at Walmart, which really hurt them. Is there a danger here that M&S would go down the same route?
Well, I think they've got to spend some money to sort it out. I mean, once they've got it sorted out, I think that's going to be the key time. You know, what are the decisions that will be taken for the longer term? You know, what will be the deployment of capital? The problem Rose had was that after he'd done the initial recovery, he decided to throw a lot of capital into expanding UK floor space, and that blew him up in the end. So hopefully Marc won't make the same mistake.
So Tony, you're just really in a wait-and-see situation now about M&S?
Yeah, pretty much that. But today's news, I think, is a step in the right direction. He hasn't committed any big mistakes. The one thing I think he should have done, which he hasn't, is gone for online food business. I think everyone's going to need that in due course, and Marks and Spencer just doesn't have it at all.
Tony, thank you so much. Tony Shiret there from Credit Suisse. Well,